doing? My name is Anthony Gray. Welcome to yet another episode of Grayscale Painting. As you see over here on the board, I got another piece of 11 by 15 inch watercolor paper, 150 pound weight. Switch the camera. We have only 4 colors so far: dark blue, white, black, and yellow. Alright, let's go back up here to the board. You'll already see a flash of the completed painting in front of the screen. Okay, very simple sketch I just put out there. With that little sketch, okay, you can really achieve whatever type of mood, atmosphere, and whatever type of painting you may need. I am going to purposely use brushes that are conducive to the size of this paper, which is only 11 by 15. All right, okay. Very simple scene. You've seen it before. 2 mountains, a sky, some pine trees, then whatever I choose to put in the foreground. All right, and we're going to get right on to it. I do use heavy body acrylic paints, and I do use a medium of vegetable glycerin. Vegetable glycerin, a long time ago, used to be an ingredient in acrylic paint. What it will do is make your paint a little transparent. It will also keep the paint wet longer, so you can blend and fade and do whatever effects you want to do before it totally dries. All right, it does take a little bit of getting used to. A very little bit of glycerin goes a very long way. All right, I must emphasize that, because glycerin, if you don't treat your paper, if you don't coat your paper or gesso your paper or canvas, well, particularly paper, the glycerin will soak through, so you do have a time limit. All right, glycerin along with acrylic paint dries by evaporation. All right, not by oxidation like oil paint. Okay, once again, let's get right on to it. I'm going to take my handy 2-inch wide brush. I'll show it to you down below here. As you can also see, the glycerin is right here. I'm only going to use a small bit of glycerin because we only got a tiny bit of sky really to do. Okay, I'll just take the glycerin, I'll just wipe it right across the sky, just like that. Just wipe it right across. You only need very little of this. All right, very little, just like that. All right, water cuts through glycerin like a hot knife through butter. Okay. So I just want to also let you be aware of that. Let's see how I'm going to do the clouds. Well, I'll just use this brush for right now. This is just a 1-inch wide little chipper brush. You know what you do window trim with. Nothing special. All right, I'll zoom in a little bit here, just enough for the sky. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a tiny bit of blue. You see below, you can look here how much blue I'm actually going to use. And what I'll do is right from the corner here, I'll just kind of play around and make little shapes like this. Okay, I'll take a little touch more. Usually on the corners I would have it a little darker, just like that. I can go down into the mountains a little bit, it really doesn't matter. That's about all I would really need for this, just for clouds. The clouds aren't really the focal point. It's a quick, effective way to make clouds. This is a very nice project to get beginning painters to do if you holding a little class or something. I'm going to show you another brush. I'll show it to you on the board here, right here. This little fella right here. Okay, now while the glycerin is wet, you can take this little brush and you can kind of, in a circular motion or straight motion, whatever way you see fit, just to kind of move these guys around a little. Smooth it around, okay? It gives you very interesting, fluffy, cloud-like shapes. See this? Now, what I'm doing is in reverse. I'm actually doing the sky, making room later on within the spaces of the blue to include the sky. the clouds. Okay, and I'm gonna show you how to do a little bit of that also. But as you see, I'm not totally blocking in everything with blue. Okay, won't be necessary. You can press harder, you can press softer, whatever you feel. All right, I'm just wiping the brush off on the towel I have on my legs here, on my lap. And then I'll just kind of do a little cross stuff here, just smoothing out everything a little bit. Just like that, nothing detrimental. I'm gonna take this same brush, I'm gonna dip a little bit of white in there, just a little bit. You can see it down here, just a little bit, and I'll pop some of that white in here, right in this areas you see where it's, you know, white, the white areas, white spaces. I'm just tapping in some of that white in those spaces, just like that. Okay, no more, no less than that. I'm just wiping off my brush, get most of that paint off. And once again, just in the white areas, you start to kind of do the same thing you did with the blue. As you see, it's picking up that blue as we're doing it, right? And you can kind of twist and turn it to whatever type of cloud formation you're looking for. You don't necessarily have to do it in a circle motion like I'm doing. Okay, but it's really up to you how strong you want the clouds to be, how white you want them to be. Get a nice natural look to your clouds there. You can press it as much as you want, or you lighter touch as much as you want, up to you. Even with this tiny brush, just do little X strokes, just like that. You can continue to manipulate the paint, move it around, because the glycerin has it travel around. You see, the more you get used to working with glycerin, the more comfortable you'll get with it and doing whatever you like to do with it. But you see, nice little fluffy clouds there. It just melts right into the previous color. Okay, just like that. We are going to take advantage of that. Remember when I said I'm going to use brushes kind of conducive to what I'm doing here. We're going to start off with the faraway mountain here. Okay. All right. I'm going to get a nice background color for this fella, which is mainly I'm going to incorporate the blue. Come down here. Look what I'm going to do here. A little bit of the blue, a little bit of white. Okay. Nice little. This is just a little bit of the background mountain. This mountain's a little further away, so I'm gonna get a little darker than the sky, just a little bit. Now I did not add any glycerin or anything to this mountain back here, but the mountains are going to be kind of covered with trees. Follow me. So the edge of the mountain, as you can see, it's not going to be sharp. It's just going to kind of emulate those trees a little bit. Going over my pencil marks there, so it looks like trees up in there a tad. And I'm going to keep the same type of pattern, even though I'm just blocking in right now. Now, as I'm blocking this in, I'm going to make the trees, the tree line fade a little bit. It'll disappear. So I'm getting all of that done pretty much right now. I'm just dipping in a little more white. Okay. I'll go a little bit below, right in here. Just like that. And as I'm doing this, just like that, I'm gonna clean off my brush. This is I'll give you the numbers of this fella. It's a flat brush. It is a natural hair. This is the number 10 flat. Okay, I'm just gonna go right into white, regular white coming down in here. And I'll go up into that blue. While the paint's still wet, I didn't add any glycerin or anything to this. Okay, but I'm gonna marry all of that into each other, even into the darker blue. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off my brush because I want the white to be strong as I marry it into the lighter blue and then into the darker blue above. It'll give a semblance of some kind of fading mistiness to it, but pretty much in that pattern as you look. All right. Just like that. I'll keep with it here. Bring some of that dark back into the blue a little bit. Just mix it in there, like so. Okay. Just like that. I'm gonna go with the group of trees that are a little closer to us. I'm going back into my darker blue. This one will be a shade darker than what you're looking at. A little more darker blue this time. And once again, same brush. All right. And I want see those odd shapes there? I want those. There, just like so. Because it's going to look like faraway trees. Both of these hills will have a tree line. So even though they're mountains, they are covered in trees, just like so. And I'm gonna bring it down. This is in front of these other fellas, so I'm gonna bring them right on across, just like this. Go right across, just like that. And we're gonna bring that downward, and still this patting motion. There's gonna be fog here also, mist and whatnot. Same approach, it's just the tree. These trees are a little closer to us. Just like so. Now remember, there will be trees in front of these. I'm going to go into my white a little, just to get it a little bit lighter. Go down below, and we're going to bring it up into that color. Same patting motion. Into the darker blue. Have it. We're going to blend that in a little bit later. Put it right up in there. Bring it down in there. I'm going to paint this as if there were no trees in the front. Okay. I'm marrying that darker blue into that lighter blue, just like that. Put it right in there. Mixing that darker blue, bringing the darker blue further down into the lighter blue. Going into my white, just down below here. And you're gonna marry that brighter color up into your previous lighter color. Just like that. You don't have to bring it all the way there because they're gonna be covered anyway. And just marry it right into the lighter blue. Just like that. Marry it right in there. Put it right in there. Just like so. Just like that. Okay. We are going to now have a little fun with all of that. I really don't have to move it over a little bit, but I'll just center it a little bit better. Okay, I think the focus is pretty good with them both. All right, let's go with the closer tree. I'm not gonna change the brush. Okay, use the same brush. We're gonna open up, flail this brush out a little bit. This is a brush that I don't mind beating up on. It looks like this now. Well, let's go down to the palette. Okay, we have obviously a little bit of blue. We got our yellow. Obviously, you know what color those are going to make. Okay, which is going to be a green. But I'm going to add a little bit more blue to that green. Okay. A little more blue. A little more on the blue side. Tap it in there. All right. Let's get some tree patterns going in these fellas. And you're going to, when you tap them in there, you're going to tap very interesting shapes. Okay. Just like so. Keep some of those gaps of blue in there, but you're going to get really nice groupings of green in these fellas. Right up where you see that dark blue, get some interesting little groupings. I'm going to bring some of that dark green in there, create a shadow in that hill a little bit. Okay, but I'm just gathering some more of the dark. No water or glycerin or anything like that. Just like so. Bring some down in there a little. Put some in here right around that tree line there. Okay. I'm going to get a small bit of water, only a few hairs touching that water. I have thick acrylic paint. I'm just thinning the paint, but not getting rid of the intensity of the green. And just adding in, as you can see, just touching some interesting greenish blue shapes in there. All right, we're going to go into a little bit of white, mixing it in with that greenish blue. Get a little more blue in there. And we're going to repeat the same process but with lighter green. Okay, just like this. Just like that. Nice, interesting. Mix it in there a little bit with the other shapes. Just like that. You're doing this, you're repeating the same process, but you're using a lighter color. Put it in there in some of that dark area. Just like that. Get yourself some more. And you can repeat the same patterns. Bring it right in there. Just like that. We're going to go lighter yet as we do these. All right, we're going to get some white. We're going to go lighter yet. All right, and we're going to go even lighter yet. Going further down. Just like so. Still give it interesting little groupings. Right by the tree line here. Okay. Put it right in there. Put some up above, up in here. Where you think it wouldn't matter, add them. You'll thank me later, trust me. Just like that. Okay. So you just want interesting little tree line shapes in there. Okay. All right. We're going to take that lighter palette green. I'm going to add a little bit of blue to that lighter green. Just like that. And remember that mountain far away there? Not as much detail. All right, but following the same thing. See that? Add your interesting little tree shapes in there. To this fella far away there. Don't get rid of all of your blue. Interesting little groupings of color in there. It still looks like it's further away. You follow me? you're not getting rid of that dark blue. But there you go, much like so. We're gonna sell the effect of some mist back there. Same brush. We're gonna scumble some white in that area. I'm gonna show you how to do that. You can still use the same size brush. Look here. Get yourself a small amount of white. Wipe most of it off that brush. Okay? And you're gonna scumble just like this. You're gonna scumble some of that white right down in here. So I got a little bit of white on that brush. I'll just tap some in there, but it's more like a scumble. It's like you're coloring, just like this. Don't press so hard, but you can get some nice mistiness. See this? Bring it up a little bit. Get you some more, not much. Go back where you see where it's white at there, and you just you can start seeing it fade there. Some of that paint starting to kind of get covered up by the white, and that's what you want. You want it very gentle, and you work in steps there. Some of it's a little brighter than others, just like that, just like that. Put it right in there, just like so. We're gonna do that very same thing in here. Same premise, okay? Let's get a little bit of white. Now, because you have more white down there, you can go a little bit heavier. Because remember, there's gonna be trees in front of this. So let's get some of that mist working. Go down below first, and then work your way into the bottom tree line, like so. Down below, work your way into the bottom tree line. Down below, work your way into the tree line. Get some more white. Because even though there's no glycerin or anything, that white's gonna pick up that greenish color, no matter how slight, and lessen the pressure, so it looks like a little mist in the forest in there. Some of them a little heavier than others. See what I'm doing here? Okay, see that? I'm gonna show you something. Let me show you something here. See this little haze mist? You can bring that haze right on across. Look at that. Bring it across. See that? Come back down here. Fade some of that out. Very gentle, very gentle. You see that? Fading right into the other one. Okay. I'm just taking what's left of the white that I chose. Okay, going down below first, and then you go up into your color. Very gentle. If you have to do it multiple times, that's better. Don't try to do it all at once, because there's different degrees of white, of mist that you might want in a certain area of your mountain. This is where you really design how you want things to go and flow in your painting. You got me? Give me a little bit of white going down below, so I can make some of this disappear down there. I don't want it to show that deep. Just like that. Just getting a little more white. Some spots I really don't want it to appear at all. But you can always work your little magic doing this. So basically just scumbling mist. Every time you put a layer on, it just gets that much brighter and brighter. So be very gentle. Let's get something up in here a little bit. Let's get a little mist working up in here. Just in here, like that. Just a little something in that area. Don't worry about all of this. We're gonna have trees covering a lot of that. Now, obviously you don't see the tree line that was there before, and that's okay. All right, there you go. Okay. A lot of the details you see, you won't be able to kind of achieve with a larger brush. Remember, everything is conducive to the size of what you're working with. All right, so we'll pull back just a little bit here. We'll come on up above. All right, I'll put this brush down. I want to show you a concept of pines. This version of pines are a little more controlled. They're thinner. It takes a little more time to do these. Okay, let's adjust that focus a little bit here. All right. Now, if you remember, I had pencil marks on generally the height of where I want these trees. These trees a little closer. Okay, they'll be staggered. You follow me? Because you don't want to make all of this disappear. So you'll be kind of clever with it. Okay, the trees will be a general height, but you're gonna always have a few a little taller than others. You got me? Okay. But I'm gonna show you. Look down here. Look to the palette here. All right. You see, I have a bit of black. Okay. Nice thick black here. All right, we're getting some black. We'll just put it right here on top of the blue. It's not gonna matter. So we got this black here. Then we got a lot of yellow. We're gonna mix that yellow and that black together, just like that. But look at the color you get. Okay. You might not see it yet, but you will. This is turning into a very deep green. Yellow is very transparent, but it's gonna get the olive green on you. See that? Look at that color of green. Okay. There you go. The more yellow I add, the greener it will get. If I want to lighten it up a tad, I can. All right, if I just get a little bit of white, pop it in there. There we go. I'm doing this on purpose so you can see the different levels of green you can achieve. That's what yellow and black with a touch of white will get you, just like that. All right, darker green, lighter, and yet lighter still. But it's a deep green, a lot more deep than if I used yellow and blue. All right, okay. Let's come up here. I'm going to bring it in just a bit so you can see what design I'm going to do with this this type. Let's bring it right here for a second. Is it going to give me a little funkiness here? It might. Let's put it right there. All right. With this type of tree, what I'm going to do is, remember, I got all this interesting stuff happening here. So you want to be kind of strategic and clever doing your trees. And I'll start one approximately right here. But what I'm going to do, as I'm going to twirl this guy in different directions, this is going to take a little time for these type of trees, but I want to give you the first one to show you how they're going to look here. Now this tree will determine how tall the rest will be, but I want you to see right about there maybe. Okay. Now this paint's a little thick. I'm going to go into my water. I'm going to loosen up this paint just a little bit. Just a little bit. Try not to go heavy-handed on designing trees like this. Okay. We're going to do another one. See, you can bring these trees in a little thinner, a little closer to each other. But as you can see, the outside of that tree, that's how you're going to get the shape of your pines. Twirl that round brush. I got a round brush here. You see this? Okay, down here they're gonna kind of come together anyway. You follow me? So you pretty much know the ending height of these trees, which is right around in there. All right. But right now I'm not really worried about all of that. I'm worried about, really, my concern is the tree heights here and their shape. Just like this. And we're gonna go all the way across the page with these fellas. Get a nice batch of this green. And we're just gonna keep on going. Make some taller, make some shorter. Just like that. Twirl my brush around as I'm doing it. I like to have my trees a little covered in the center, and then we'll flail them out as we go further down. I'll have this one come further down a little bit. I'm gonna get some water, put it right in there. This color green, I like this color green. You can always mix some more because this color green came from that color green. So you just add a little white, add a little water, and you keep going from there. You follow me? Okay. We'll get some a little shorter. We get some shorter guys in there, just like this. So if you're a painter with a twitch, these trees would be perfect for you. Just like that. Come on down with it. Okay, I'm just getting some more water. I'm twirling my brush as I do it. Like I say, these trees can be closer and further apart, up to you. But as you can see, with these type of trees, they're much thinner. You can bring them closer together. You can have them run into each other from different heights. You can make some of these trees even lighter and go with darker ones in front of it. But it's still going to give you that real interesting woodsy look to them. Okay. And you will instantly get, let's cover some of that up there. You will instantly get instant, believable aerial perspective doing this. They can be at various heights, various lengths, various widths, truly up to you. I'll even put a big one right up in here like this. Sometimes you just have to reestablish some of these fellas. Now being that tall, it's going to get much wider. Okay. The center is pretty solid. The center, I'm not too concerned about. It's what you have on each side, on the other side. Got this little tiny gnat bug in front of my brush. He will be incorporated into the painting if he gets too close. Just like so. Keep going with it. Just like that. All right. I'll put another fella right beside him. He's going to go into the tree, just for variance's sake. Just like that, he goes into the other tree. Doesn't matter. See that? See that? Put it in there. Get some little bushes going there. It's that wild, haphazard manner of these fellas. Oh, we'll put one. Yeah, we'll put one right here. Cause remember that fog bank there. I don't want to totally obscure the fog bank too much. So you got to be a little strategic there. And putting some anywhere you want to place these guys, but you still see some of that fog in behind these trees. Okay. Oh, we'll put one right around in here somewhere. Comes a little closer. You'll get accustomed to doing these trees this way. And doing trees in this fashion doesn't necessarily mean that you have to make the trees look like this far away. You can make even larger trees look like this. You just adding. You would make this the main block in color, and then you would add lighter colors on top of this tree, just to make them look like they're shadows and highlights on the pines in this fashion. All right, these trees will be perfect for establishing depth for a large forest. These type of trees would be great, to be honest with you. They would. These would be awesome. Let's move this camera a little bit. Right there toward the other side. Oh, we'll have another one coming in about this low here. See, you can just straighten up the topography of your pines to whatever you feel will work for you. Okay, whatever will work for you. And these trees, if you notice, are a little, let's have one right here, nice tall one. He's almost the same height as the other fellow, just like that. I'm just blocking in that middle, but you're just making interesting shapes on the outside of these guys. Okay, still a triangular pattern, still a triangular fashion, just very elongated. You follow me? Just like so. Make it as long or as narrow as you feel you must make it. I'm going into my white, going back into that deeper green that I had. See, it brings that color right back. Now, I didn't add any water. This is more paint. Okay, because I want to make this a little darker there. There we go. Kind of cover up that blue a little bit there. There, like so. Oh, let me get a little more of this deeper green. I'll put it right here. Get a little touch of white. Put it on top of that deeper green. It brings that color back. I'm gonna get a little bit of water because I can feel my paint getting tacky, which is cool. It's no big deal. Now that was a little, this is a little darker. I can lighten that up just a tad more. Bring it back to that previous color I had. There we go. Okay. It just lightens it back up a little bit. And if it's a little bit too light, go back into your deeper color. You bring it back. Just like that. Alright, we'll go back here. And we'll continue the festivities here. We'll have one about this one narrow. Just like that. Don't rush these fellas. If you want to do trees like that, just keep in mind it takes a little time than some of the other ones, like with a fan brush and all of that. But the look of these guys is just great. I'll still keep them a little close. I still keep them on purpose a little close. The closer they are, and you can get the separation, the better they look. It's like that. And if you notice, if you don't notice, I'll pan the camera. My ground isn't necessarily static. It's not one level. Okay. Put a little fella right in here, just like that. And they're still fairly close to each other. They're next to each other, elongated. Okay. I think I'll have this one kind of go up like that. Just like that. That's just the land itself. The trees will be sitting on top of all of that. So I'm gonna get some taller fellas. Not necessarily as tall as these two here, but this taller right here. The middle part is solid. It's the outside edges that I want. See that? You can shape these any way you want. You can have some a little further, come further away, come back. You can make it a little wider. See this? You will get a feel for these doing trees in this fashion. I think you guys can do this. I really do. Let's have him a little shorter right about here. And you're not really killing all your background. You still see the fogs back there. That's the main thing, is don't destroy all of your background back there. All right. There. Now, we can kind of bulk out some of that bottom down here like this. I'm just expanding the bottom here. I'm just bringing the bottom down a little more. Twirling the brush around. I'm gonna pull the camera back a little bit. Just center everything. Since I got this row already done, we're gonna go back there. That's perfect. I'm just bringing all of this down a little further. Just playing with the color. If you look down here at my palette, I'm just using up what color greens I got here. I'm bringing some of that darker green into this light green. Kind of doesn't matter at this point. I'm just filling it up with color. And I'm just bouncing the paint around. I'm trying not to keep all that white area in there. And if I do, that's all right. You'll see what I'm going to do next. The paint's getting a little tacky, and that's fine. That's fine. When it's tacky like that, it just dries that much faster, so it's actually beneficial. I'm not worried about the level here. It was up here. See that? See how your eye travels there? It's not necessarily even. All right. Okay. These type of trees also look better in groupings of different values. Also. Okay. So you see that the trees are a little more green, a little darker. All right. Okay. We're gonna go even deeper with the color. I do have here, look down here, I got this deeper green here, but just starting to tack up. I'm getting some water, putting that water in there. All right, now that is a deeper green. I don't necessarily want it that green as of yet. I'm putting some blue into that. See that? Let's get a little bit of white. Let's see what that brings us here. Yeah, that's cool. Still a little deeper green, but not super dark. Now I am going to use some water to loosen up this color. I need more of this, so I'm just using a lot of the blue, a lot of that deeper green there. The initial yellow-black mix. I just need plenty of it. Okay. This is beautiful right here. This is nice. All right, let me show you what I'm going to do. Right in here. Well, before I go there, let's go back to our flat brush, our number 10 flat. Let's go into our yellow. Down below. See how you destroyed that bottom edge a little bit, right up in there? Destroy that bottom edge there. Get some more of the white. Destroy that bottom edge, and then you lighten your pressure. It's time for some mist up in there. It doesn't have to go as far. Just like that. You scumble in some of that mist, some of that fadiness in there. Some goes a little higher. See? Some goes a little lower. Just don't make it even. But our main objective is really to kill some of that. There we go. You're gonna kill some of that green in there. You're not gonna totally get rid of it because it's still a thin amount of paint. But you wanna, you see that? You wanna get rid of that line. But you're gonna fade. See that mist? That's what you're looking for. Get some more white. And because it's still white down below, that's how you can get away with blatantly just covering it with white. But you're gonna fade. See, all that fade is what you're looking for. All of that. Let's play with some of that for a second. Let's take this right up in here. Let's go a little higher and just kind of travel with it. Just drag it along there. come on up here a little bit. Let's take some more. All you need is a little slight touch. Just take some more and you kind of fade some. See this? You're still building perspective, even doing this. See that? All up in there. All right, then we're gonna go back down. All down here. Block all that. And you scumble the rest up in there. Just like that. Just like that. Get some of that out of there. See that? Don't worry about this. You'll see. Anybody who's watching this can do the exact same thing or even better. I'm just showing you the technique. Once again, I'm using brushes that are conducive to the size of the paper or canvas. All right, now I'm gonna show you how you can work that. This is what I'm gonna do now is the bottom of the second layer of trees. Right up in here. See this? All up in here. See that? Go up higher, go lower. See how you're getting rid of that preview? See how much darker it is? See this? How uneven I'm making that? See this? Look. See that? I can even go down below further. It won't matter. It won't matter. Look, go down below a little bit. Okay. Let's make these some bushes sticking up here and there. Make it a little woolly. All right. Okay. I'm using a lot of thick paint that covers up a multitude of sins. All up in here. Let's go back up a little bit, just like that. We'll level it off. I'm getting a little bit of water because this paint is tacking up a little bit. All I need, see, I'm not making it transparent, but I'm just making the paint last a little longer here. Just like so. Go right across there, just like that. All right, okay. Let's go back into our deep color here. Remember, it's got blue mixed into this deep color. All right, so I'm mixing quite a bit of it here. Now, keep in mind height. Keep in mind the topography. Keep in mind, where do you want these darker trees now? You follow me? Okay. And usually they're a little bit taller, but you have to put them in groupings. You follow me? So let's make a tall one here. A little bit bigger right here, right up in here. A little bit bigger, a little heavier. See this? You guys are a little bigger. So your taller trees are gonna have to be strategically placed somewhere where you're not really overshadowing the guys in the back. But you have to give the appearance that these guys are bigger and they're a little bit closer to you than the ones in the back. If anything, you exaggerate the outside shapes a little bit more. See, they're a little taller, a little bigger, these fellas. And I'm just gonna group them. They'll come a little closer, but I'm not gonna totally make everything disappear in that background. You spend all that time with them, just like so. But look how it starts to turn out there. See? And they're gonna be a little bit lower. All right, we're gonna get some smaller ones in there, just like this. See, they're all relatively still thin, so you still see most of that background back there. See that? Oh, let's get one of medium height. Now, because of its darker color, look at that. See this? You can definitely put them in little groupings. You're not going to get rid of all that mist you did to cover everything, right? Because they're in groupings. You can space them out a little bit so you can still show off some of that fog back there. See this? All right. Same premise, darker color. You're gonna also keep in mind here, you don't want to overshadow the taller, lighter colors trees. So you make, this is why these trees are relatively thin. See this? See how you can just keep a row of smaller, thinner tree won't matter. Put one right in here because they're thinner types of pine. See that? You still see that fog. You're gonna still see all that movement, even with the taller, darker trees in there. Every time you do a taller set of trees, they're a little lower than your previous lighter set of trees. You follow me? Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's a darker tree, and you can make a taller, darker tree. You follow me? But look, still, even though he's taller, he's going to be larger, but he's not going to be to the point where he covers everything. That's how you get your eye to travel and to go where you want it to go. What is it that you want your admirers to see? Okay. See that? Yes, he's getting taller, but he's not obscuring everything. The middle is always kind of strong, but that's all right. It's the outside of the tree. Your eyes are going to pinpoint and recognize each side of that tree. All right, you got me. You follow me. We'll put a little partner right here. Like I say, these take a little more time, but look at the result. So not everything's a big rush. Okay. I'm just getting a little more water. When I say a little more, I do mean a little more water. Just a little. I coat my brush fairly well. And remember, you can have these trees closer to each other. This type of trees that I'm painting. They can physically be a little closer to each other and you still maintain that separation. All right. Let's see. Not everything is a speed race. Okay. Oh, we'll put some tiny ones in there. Look at that. See how close they are to each other? See that? Okay. You still have that flow of color, the separation of the colors. Okay. We'll put a little gap into one. We'll make this a little tall like that, and we'll kind of play around in there. Just like so. You're not getting carbon copy trees or anything like that. You still see that mist in between the other fellows. We'll put another somewhat tall. We'll put a crooked one in here. I'll show you. He's tilted, this fella. Middle strong, still going left to right. Just getting some more paint. Twirl our brush around. Yeah, he's really tilted. Going right into the other one, it doesn't matter. Still go with the flow. Just like that. We're gonna bring one. He's gonna be straight again. Keep that middle kind of packed full of leaves on the outside edges. You stagger them. It's like that. Do not rush the trees. If you feel a little impatient, you just get Get yourself some coffee, some juice, watch a little TV, then come back to it. Have the same care with your 20th tree like you did with your first tree. You don't really want to make this feel like it was rushed. Okay. Just getting a little more water. I'm dipping back into some of my dark bluish color there. Going into that green, just making some thicker paint, that's all. Let's get one right next to this fella right in here. If you paint on one of these type of trees and you're in that dark blue area, that's okay. This green is still darker than that dark blue. Let the paint set and you'll see. You'll still see the shape of the tree. Okay. But you can see you can physically put these trees fairly close together. Okay. Let's have one crooked, but he's going off the panel. You'll see right here. He's gonna go right off the panel there. Make the center of the tree, it's got, you know, that bulky color in it. It's the outside left and right edges. And you're gonna keep painting this tree right on top of the tape and everything. Act like that tape isn't there. Act like the tape doesn't even exist. Continue the tree. You want to keep a nice even flow of your painting. You follow me? Just like that. Keep it going. Just like that. And you still see that mist. You still see some of that action going on. All right. See that? All up in there. Okay. I think I'm done beating you up with this round brush here. I'm taking a slightly wider flat brush. This is the number 10 right here. Okay, let's go back into our black. Let's go back into our yellow. Mix it right in there. A little more yellow. Put it right in there. Touch of that blue. Put that blue in there. Now you get the white. Pop that white in there a little bit. All right. I'm gonna get a little more black deep in that color a little bit there. More paint than anything else. Nice colored block stuff. Okay. Let's go down with the yellow a little bit more. Right down in here. All right. And we're just gonna come and we're just blocking in color now. We're blocking all that color in. Now I can just take the brush and of course do one of these numbers too. All right, I mean, it's up to you if you want to do it that way. Kind of doesn't matter. But it's basically just blocking all of that in. But it's just here in the little grassy areas right in here. I kind of want that pattern and that shape because it's still darker than the previous wood trees that I've put up there. So I still want that leafy, grassy kind of look there in that area. All the rest, if you want to kind of make it a little solid, then you do what you feel you must if you want to go that way. But it's just blocking in the color. That's all. No glycerin or anything. It's no water, just all the paint. Don't worry about streak marks or anything at this stage. It truly does not matter. Okay, because you're just blocking in that area, getting rid of the white here. That's all you're doing. Get rid of the white. You're just getting rid of the white. Just getting rid of the white. Just blocking in color. Just like that. Don't worry about streaks. Don't worry about any of that. your blocking. You just blocked all of that in. Don't worry about it. Okay. We're going to utilize the same brush. Look down below here. I have some of that color still left behind, still kind of, you know, there. Just getting some yellow. Okay. This might do, because I don't want it to be too bright. Alright, I'm going to open up this brush a little bit. Get some nice wild grass patterns going in this. Alright. We'll start it from around, maybe up around in here. We're just gonna go down with it like that. We'll stroke some of that in there. Just like this. Straight down, that wild grass. Straight down, just like that. I'm turning my brush around, I got more paint there. Straight down, just chop it in there, just like that. I'm getting some more of that paint. Once again, straight down. That's like that, straight down. You get those little striations there. Straight down, all the way down. Straight down. Put it in there. There's no big secret. You're just taking the paint, brush, and just straight down. And you're just building a lot of texture there. Alright. I'm just getting a little more yellow. Put it right in there. Now you may barely see this on camera. Straight down. We're going to repeat the same wild process. Straight down. Straight down. Straight down. That's it. Straight down. Now all I'm looking for really is texture. I'm going into my what little bit of white I have left. I'm going to have to dig up some more white there. Adding the white, I'm getting a little bit of blue, adding some of that blue into that greenish color there. I'm pouncing this color into the bristles. We're going to go back over here on this side. Once again, straight down. A little bit brighter, straight down. Leave some gaps of black in there. I'm just going straight down. I'm going to get a little bit of water because I want some of the striations to show. Just a little bit of water. I'm just loosening the paint just a little bit. I'm mashing the color into the bristles. Alright, don't go as heavy because I got water in it this time. Very light. See that? See this? I know you guys can see that. Straight down. Overlap them straight down. Nice, interesting groupings of color. As you feel the paint leaving the brush more and more, you can press a little bit harder. All right, just wild grasses, just wild grasses. Interesting patterns of the wild grass. If it looks a little too bright, just give it a few seconds. That color will evaporate. Right up in here, straight down. So you guys see the effect is taking shape as I'm doing this. I'm still moving in up and down fashion, up and down in random order. No mess. You can do the grasses any way you personally see fit. I'm just showing you. Okay, just like so. It's definitely not perfectly manicured grass. Let's bring our fan brush back for 1 sec. Let's get some wildflower looking things going in there. We'll take some yellow here. We'll put the yellow right here. It's still on camera. A little bit of white, a little bit of yellow. Brighten it up in there, like that. Okay. Just get a little bit of water, and I mean a little bit, not too much water. So we're gonna take that yellow, that brush there. We're gonna get ourselves some little wildflowers in here. Here we go. Ready? I'm pretty close to the board itself. I'm trying not to go too crazy with the wild yellow, but we're gonna just put some nice flowery texture in there. believe it or not, I can actually get away with a little bit more water. Just some thicker ones in there. It's a nice gentle game you're playing when you do this stuff, because you don't want them too bright. I'll group some of them together just like that. It gives interesting little textures here and there. Okay, I'll kind of travel some this way a little bit, and that's about that. I bring my little blanket back to me here. All right, we'll let that dry up a little bit. You can add many colors to that if you would like. I'm gonna just stick with the one color. This is cool, this is fine. All right, let's put Mr. Fan Brush back for 1 second. Okay, let's pull back a little bit here. No, I don't have to pull back, I just raise it up a little, just like that. All right, so we have, you know, our little trees in the background back there. You got a little faraway mountains and such. We'll just put some bigger trees in here. I'm going to show you something, a different type of pine tree. These are back here. They're meant to be in the background, so we need something bigger up front, but not too intrusive that they're going to obscure every single thing. All right, look down here with me. As you see the wild looking, let's put it here. See that little wild looking look it has? Now this brush is built differently. You see the little gap in there? Okay, because the way the brush is designed, long hair has been looped together and then just glued into the furrow. All right, so we're gonna seal that up. It takes plenty of paint. I'm getting a little bit of black, a little bit of yellow. You need plenty of this color for this to work. You have to kind of saturate this loose haired brush a wee bit. See that? See how much paint I'm using? Okay. Put it right into the bristles, and then, you know, one of these numbers, you're gonna need a nice, see that edge here? See that down there? See that? You're gonna need that. All right, let's have a little fun with this. Let's put one, because I kind of like this corner, really. So let's put one, yeah, let's put one right here. All right, you can't see that. Let's go back a little bit, and let's come up like that. All right, let's put one, yeah, right past the page here. But watch, let's just tap a color. Let's just tap it right here. Go straight down. Let's tap it right in there like that. All right, just like so. So we definitely got one right there. Okay, that can actually do to be a little darker. So I'm getting a little more black into that green. Even though I'm using black, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to turn black. It will not. Got a very dark olive, very deep olive green here. And once again, I'm wiping the brush back and forth. Plenty of paint. I'm doing that again. There. Just like that. I'm pressing a little harder as I go further down. There you go. Definitely a foreground tree. But watch what I'm going to do. You see the way the brush is looking. I'm going to take this brush and carefully go left and right. Go left to right. I am left to right. I'm going a little further every time I go, and a little wider as I go down. All right, this is definitely a bravery test for doing a tree like that. But look at that. Okay. Just like so. I'm gonna turn my brush around and add some nice little bushes up in here like that. All right. So we have that. Go back into that dark mix. Nice narrow. You're gonna get a nice wedge going, is what I'm saying. All right, we'll do another one. These don't have to be grouped together as much. We'll put a medium one right around in here, right about here. And this time, left and right. Slowly go left and right. Just like that. And we'll keep them somewhere around in here. We'll kind of get some tall grasses going right up around in here, like that. And I'm going to take my brush. I'll just get some nice little hedges up around in here like this. Okay, just like that. Let's see if I can get the rest here. We're gonna put another. We'll put another one right up in here like this. Left, right, left, right. The center is always a little deeper, just like that. I don't really have to mess with it any more than what you see. Okay. I guess I can add a few little lovelies in here. Doesn't matter right now. Right there. It's fine. Okay. We're going to get a little bit of white. Put it right in there. Just like that. And see how it turns a little brownish? That gray. Pop a little yellow in there. Put it right in there. Just like that. See? It turns green again. Now, I'm going to put a little water in there. A thin paint sticks to a thick paint. So I'm going to water this paint up a little bit. I'm going to take my brush. I'm tapping the brush instead of that nice fine stroke, like the nice wedge I had before. Nope, pounce it. Just like that. It makes it look kind of crazy looking. All right, let's go here to this guy. Light touch. Look at this. I'm pretty much aiming this toward the edges of the tree. Keep the center a little dark if you can. But look at the nice little patterns. You can pop one in the center, but it's really the edge of the tree. Like so. Okay. And you can take the same thing and get the nice little tree patterns. There you go. I'm giving it a slight push. I can pop some right up in there like that. Right here where the grasses are, see, just give it a slight push. Go in different directions with it if you must. Okay. And we're gonna do the same thing with that tree in the center there. Get a nice little touch. Go to the left and the right. Very. Just get a little push there. Like so. And we're going to do it again with the last tree right here. Get a little touch. And I'm really accentuating the edges there. You can pop a couple in the center, but really that edge. See? Just like that. You can go down with it if you like. Go, you experiment. Have a good time, experiment with it. Just like that. All right. Okay, let's get a little bit of what's left of blue. A little bit of what's left of that yellow. Get some white. Real light green. Now you take this green color. Now you just pick and choose where you want to put it on that tree. Wherever you want your highlights to kind of show. Okay. And you put those there. It kind of leaves the eye to where you want some of that to show at. Put some here. Go on the other side of the tree. Just like that. Get that green showing there. Mainly on one side though. The brighter the highlight, the less of that color you need. Still applies. Okay. I gotta turn it the other way. Come this way with it. Alrighty. I'm gonna let's clean this brush off real well. It's 1 inch flat chipper brush you get at the hardware store for a couple bucks in a pack of 5 or 10. That's all this brush is. Okay. All right. Final part here. I'm going to take my palette knife. I'll just take the big one here. Look down here. Okay, you see I get a little bit of white. I'll mix it in with this greenish stuff I got here. I'll spread it out just like that. All right. I'll wipe across real quick, and we'll put a nice little trunk in here. Can you guys see this? Watch. We'll put one, we'll give him a little one right there, right? Just like that. And we'll just continue upward, give him a little something there. And toward the top, definitely toward the top, you give him a little something there. All right, all right. Even with this fella, let's give him a little something there. They don't necessarily have to join. Okay. Skip them a little bit. This is your preference if you want to, give them a little trunk there. Just like that. And definitely always give them something there at the top there. All right. Okay. All right. I got my round brush here. I got a little white. I got plenty of water. I'm taking some of this white, a lot of white. Look down here. Get some of this greenish stuff here. Some water down that paint a little bit. Make it pretty bright. You could you can take a script liner and do the same thing. All right, if you're comfortable with the script liner, then you can do it with the script liner, and we'll make some long grass. See this? Kind of have a little fun with it. Keep it relatively bright. Because remember, even though you think it's a little too bright, this color sets. Okay, so it's not as bright as you would think. Go in different directions with it like that. Get some wild grasses in there. I'll pop a couple coming this way. It's like that. Come on through. Put them in interesting little groupings. Up in through here. Just like that. Come out this way, that way. See that? Go in different directions here and there. Put some up here. See, nice watery color. So you get those nice flowing. Now this is a round brush, so it's giving me pretty much what I'm kind of looking for. These guys are in the extreme foreground. Okay. I'm gonna have some come right off the corner here, right off the corner of the page. Just come on down like that. Just like that. Come on in here. A little more water. Paint's a little thick. Really need inky paint. A little bright. Just like that. Come on in there like this. Just like so. Have a good time with it. Just like that. All right. I'm gonna take my script liner and I guess I'll use white paint here. Sign my name on it real quick here. I'd like to thank you guys for checking this out. Oh, I'll just hide it right in here. It doesn't matter. For checking this out. I hope that I was able to show you something that can help you out in your painting endeavors. There we go. Let me know in the comments below if you like what you see, thumbs up. If you don't like what you see, thumbs down. Love to hear your reasons why you don't like it. It's the only way I'm to learn and to show you and all of that good stuff. Very simple project. Might look a little more, might look a little detailed, but it's very, very simple. Let's pop a black frame on this, and that's what it would look like with a black frame. Okay. Actually, let's tighten up that focus there. There we go. And that's what she looks like with a black frame. All right. All right, brown frame. There she is. Okay, well, there you have it. So a very mix of greens using blue and yellow and white, or black and yellow and white, and dark blue. Very limited color palette. Looks like just a big mass of woods and mist and wild grass and all that craziness. So really it's just a nice little refresher referral on how to do wild trees, different types of brushes you can use to get different types of pines and everything. And even the mountains are tree covered instead of the basic rockiness of them. All right. Okay. I shall see you guys when I see you.